Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Miami Esports. Tonight we have Overwatch versus Western Michigan, and I mean this is going to be a really fun match. Our Overwatch has been doing pretty well this season, and we've been, we've been to a couple of lands, a little bit of extra stuff that we have than just our regular ESC season. But I mean, coming back, Western Michigan should hopefully be a nice quick game for Miami to have here.
Yeah, Western Michigan 0-7 against a lot of the decent MAC schools in Overwatch. All they have remaining on their schedule is Buffalo, who we beat last week, and they also have, I believe, Eastern Michigan left on their plate. So two teams that we've already beaten. That's two of our 3 wins this year. For Miami, going back to reflecting on the season so far, we still have a very tough match against Ball State at the end of the year, Ball State being the number 1 team in the ESC at the moment. We also still have Ohio and Kent State. Three of the toughest matches of the season still left to be played after this series. Yeah. So determining factor for LAN, top 8 going to LAN for the fall. Miami wants to get at least a top 4 seed, get in that top 3 seed, but they need to win out basically for the rest of the season. So they want to start that off tonight against Western Michigan. Going back to our 2 losses to Akron, and I'm going to need a refresher on their other loss. But both of the losses being map 5s so far this year. Pretty brutal map 5 losses. Oh, BGSU.
There we go.
But two brutal map 5 losses, but overall our map differential, it helps in our favor as long as we're able to get into tiebreaker situations with OU or Kent State or Ball State. We're looking at Ball State as a potential loss, just given the history and how well they've played. But if we're able to take the games off of Ohio and Kent State, then we're going to be looking in a really good spot heading into playoffs for the ESC. Now, outside of the ESC, we did compete, like you said. We've been competing in some other events. We just qualified for the Queen City Clash down in the University of Cincinnati is hosting an invitational there. Top 16 teams qualified out of a 30-person online qualifier. And so our team, after 3 weeks of Swiss, qualified for that. They have the 8 seed, I believe, going into that LAN event. And then we just came back from Penn State Nittany Invitational where they had qualified for top 8. Unfortunately, it did not go well for us. We went 0-2 on the weekend, ended up going home pretty early, but really good experience. Got to play Drexel University and Texas A&M or Texas Tech, and 2 really solid teams. Drexel played them really close, learned a lot from the event as a whole. They've been scrimming some new stuff, so I'm excited to kind of see. We're going to get a patch here soon. Before the season ends. So it's going to be interesting to see when that patch comes through, what we get away from it. I'm hoping to see some nerfs. We want to see some nerfs away from Reaper. We want to get away from the Reaper comps. We want to try and get away from the current support line of Wu Yang, Curie, Lucio. We want to see some more skill adaptation, hopefully. I think would go really well in our favor. And also, if we can get away from Zarya gameplay, I would be pretty happy. But that's just me. We'll see what Overwatch Blizzard decides to do with the patch notes coming up. But I think overall, I think the players are excited to get away from what the current comp and standard has been so far in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, definitely going to be looking fun, and kind of looking at our team. Well, we have about 2 support players, 2 DPS, and 1 tank. That's usually our current loadout. That's pretty standard, right?
Yep, absolutely standard. They're all returning players except our brand new DPS player this year, who was a varsity member beforehand, but on a different roster. So Woody was on Valorant and then made the transition to Hitscan DPS this year. Hitscan as a role, I think it's been a hard transition for Woody. But Hitscan as a role also isn't. Flex DPS just seem very good right now, if I'm going to be honest. And it's kind of turned into the Reaper, the Ventures, like they're just very good. They also have the invincibility kind of abilities to get them away out of danger. And we saw that on LAN last weekend. A lot of them were utilizing double flex DPS instead of even having a hit scan. So I think that kind of hurt. But overall, yeah, all returning players. We have Scooter on tank. We have on flex DPS. Woody is on the hit scan and also can play flex DPS if needed. And then we have Nitrous Oxide on flex support. And then we have on main support Mr. Alfonso. Pooter Scooter and Alfonso being the two co-captains for the roster. This roster has, again, they've had a lot of losses, but they've also had a lot of great wins. So they're capable, but all their losses have been rarely close to the competition that they're playing in collegiate outside of the Northwood series that they played last night for a separate qualifier. But I'm really excited. We're going into Lijiang Tower here for map 1, a common pick here overall that we've seen from Miami. We've seen a lot of Lijiang Tower so far this year throughout all of our ESC matches. So we'll see if WMU has done their research, and we'll see what we are going to come out with. I'm kind of curious to see if we're going to stick into what we've been doing with the Zarya Reaper, Kirilu comps, or are we going to go into a different kind of comp? Are we going to test something out?
Yeah.
Is this the time to test something out against an 0-7 Western Michigan team? Is it time? Or do you kind of play it safe, just get it over with, signed, sealed, delivered, and we're heading to next week for another ESC match?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to be what Miami needs to figure out here. Personally, I mean, 0-7, maybe you can do a little bit, especially if you're able to win a couple of more matches. Maybe if you're up a little more, maybe you can do some of that experimentation that you're going to see there. But I would probably play it safe until you can get to a point where it's like, hey, maybe we try something out here. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it looks like we're going to be going into game here now.
Yeah, we have Lijiang, and we're going to see some interesting hovers. They like to do some bait and swap here right at the start, so I wouldn't take any of these hovers as anything real until we start seeing those people go out of the doorways. But off to a great start. I'm curious what the bans were, because we didn't get to see what the bans were for the match. Once we kind of see them come out of the door, we can kind of guess what they had banned. Kirilu up here, though. Zarya sticking here. On's going to swap to the Reaper, and so we are going to stick with the traditional, the brawl comp that we kind of talked about. We're going to play it safe. We do see that Zenyatta actually come out of spawn. I thought that was just going to be like a cover, but we see the Zenyatta Ana on the other side with the Junker Queen. Junker Queen, not too bad, but you get Shout already off the bat. This is Miami's turn if they want to take it. I imagine right now they're going to be calling for 3-2-1 and to take it off of the Shout, but it looks like they're playing it passive. Now the Reaper gets his engage. He's going to find the kill onto the I Love Blade and then get out and flip onto this Queen, and Queen is gone. And this is going to be Miami taking control of this first point.
Yeah, I mean, already seeing down Western Michigan's down to one player. That's it. They're down to I Love Blade. And, I mean, Miami's already had all of the guys. Western Michigan, all of them have one loss there. So, I mean, Miami's definitely going to be having a little bit more of an advantage here. And especially watching what they did, sending Pooter Scooter, who is on their tank character, doing a lot of heavy damage, especially also with On. They're going to be doing major damage there, watching how Alfonso, who is playing Lucio, is going to be doing a little more support and a little more protection there. It's going to be kind of fun to watch what's going to happen.
Yeah, Sire getting a quick pick on Isla Bay, and then the Junker Queen going down. Kiri getting the fast ultimate out, and that's just going to be a team kill for Miami. Miami taking control, and Miami ult-wise, if you look at it, Zenyatta is the closest here for Western Michigan for a support ult. But Kiri, only 51%, and Nitrous is going to ramp up and try and catch up here for a potential second one over their Kiri. And so Miami in a really good spot. We also have Deadeye here ready on Sire, and he's going to pop it. Shout is used, but you can walk this. Western Michigan has to play scared of this, and he's going to find I Love Blade. I Love Blade just peeking out of the corner at the wrong time, and then you also get ISO. Because of that, they were overextended. They're going to get caught out as well. Miami just, I mean, this is why Miami is, they do so well with this comp. Western Michigan really no answers to this. Their comp really not having an answer for what Miami's trying to do, and they're going to ding-dong this off the gate. They're going to hit the Reaper ult off the bat with the grab, and there it is.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of quick kills there. And also kind of watching how Western Michigan is also going to be trying to hear for these different ults. I mean, all of them are going to be having some type of vocal cue, but that's already going to be Miami's objective secured. So Miami already off to an early lead here. So round 1 done. Miami has 1 versus, and Western Michigan has 0. So yeah, this is definitely going to be probably some quicker rounds here.
Yeah, we got a 100-0 off the bat. Great use here. We do see the Hog. We see the Torbjorn. I would really actually like a little bit of difference, but I think Miami's just ready to get out of here. So I don't mind the Zarya comp again, as it is one of the strongest comps, but I'm surprised Western's not adapting to this. They're looking to stay. We do see Zenyatta away on the Lucio now. Soggy Bread switching over. I think that plays better into what the meta currently is. You're not trying to play poke with the Junker Queen, really. You're trying to play Brawl. So Zenyatta was kind of like not a great choice into it.
Yeah,
but I can kind of see what they were trying to do.
And it looks like we're going to see a lot more of Western Michigan trying to take some shots off here. Miami's going to be going guns a-blazing right now, and they're going to be trying to control the control point here. And
I believe they flip map too.
Yeah. But I mean, Miami's going to be taking some good shots. Currently, no deaths yet. Or I just said that, and it looks like ISO is taken out, but also Sire on Miami's side. I think that might be the first kill that Western Michigan has gotten this game so far.
Yeah, great shot from Isla Play, able to catch out on no cooldowns, and that's the big thing with the Reaper comp, is you want your goes for Miami. Your go is when you see Reaper use one of their abilities, whether it's the Wraith or the TP, or it's on this Junker Queen shout. So whenever Junker Queen uses that shout where you see that green shield come up on people right there, that shout, Miami's going to be playing off of that, because that is a good amount of health gone. It's a massive ability going down on cooldown, and Miami able to win that fight and going to start the capture, going to start the tick here off the start, and Miami also 2 ults ahead on Western Michigan right now.
Yeah, Miami definitely looking at a more advantageous position here, and also kind of watching what's going to happen. Pooter Scooter doing a lot of work as their tank. I mean, they've been able to take a lot of damage. Definitely going to be doing a lot more of that good work, and there we have it. Almost there's the entire team sweep for Western Michigan. Miami gets another team kill. Great usage there. I mean, all of them really doing a lot of heavy work. Again, Pooter Scooter is just going to go in there, guns blazing, and it looks like they're going to just kind of hold this corner, hold this angle, and be ready for some another attack. And it looks like there's already one down. It looks like they were able to get on there on Miami's side, but it looks, I mean, they're just dropping like flies here. There goes another Western Michigan player, and I mean, yeah, Miami's kind of just mowing them down, making sure that they get no ground at all to be able to take the point.
Yeah, Sire with some great shots. Pooter's going to get it. And the big thing off the Pooter grab was they took away Western Michigan's Kasune rush, and then Miami just had theirs, and so they ding-donged the door. They were ready to walk through. When the Western stood up, they immediately Kasune'd, and now Miami can kind of do that with beat here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a beat right here from Matt, and there it is, Alfonso. And we still have overclocked and both DPS ults here on the side of Miami. Woody sliding in, being aggressive, and that's what you want to see, confidence from Miami, something that they've lacked so far. Obviously, they're playing an 0-7 Western Michigan roster, but that's something you still want to be developing. You want to get these kind of confident plays into these teams. As a great ult there from On, going to find 2, get the third, going to pick it up, a triple kill for On and a double kill for Pooter Scooter. And that's going to be a 200% to 0% map from Miami.
I mean, Miami is really taking this and running. I mean, they're going to be keeping them outside of the point, making sure that they're not going to be even getting a single percent. There was that big battle at the beginning there, but I mean, just watching, especially On's play of the game, I mean, able to get really good shots here with this little doorbell trick that they were going for, and going for that teleport to just keep on going, making sure that they're good shots off. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, and now we're going to see what Western Michigan decides to pick in for map 2 here. I'm curious what they also like to ban. I think the Junker Queen overall, not the answer, right?
Mhm.
So you try to match the brawl with a different brawl. More so, again, like Zarya right now is so good with the bubbles and the cooldowns. With Reaper in general, you help the Reaper not force cooldowns. That's
Mhm.
why it's so good right now. But also for Junker Queen, the shout isn't once you use shout, it's kind of like, yeah, you have some movement speed to get out, but it's looking rough. And we did hear map 2 going into Kings Row, another Miami map that we've seen a lot of gameplay for throughout the year. Kings Row has been one of Miami's staple maps so far. We've lost a lot on it, and we've
Mhm.
also won a good amount on it. So it's kind of a half and half. Um, it's really about how aggressive our team plays the angles. It's about Kings Row, especially the first point when you first capture it. It's all about high ground control.
Mhm.
And so if Western Michigan can hold Miami on high ground control and not allow for On to do whatever he wants on TP with Reaper, or if Woody decides to slide up on high ground, if Western Michigan can hold that and hold their sight lines, then they may be all right. But
Mhm.
if Miami can grab control or stop Western Michigan from getting control of the high ground, then whoever controls that is going to really win this map.
Yeah, and hopefully Miami's going to be able to learn. Is going to be very comfortable with this map. Like you said, they've gotten a lot of wins. They've gotten a lot of losses. Hopefully, from those losses, they can figure out, hey, maybe this part doesn't work or this part doesn't work. But like you said, going for the high ground here. I mean, always going to be wanting to get some good angles, being able to get some good shots off, especially because with the high ground, you're going to be able to kind of see a lot more, where Western Michigan's going to be coming from. And also, I mean, if we see how Miami is already playing now, they're just going to easily take that point, grab that high ground, be able to just kind of get ready to just hold the point, hold their stance, hold the line, and just be ready for anything that Western Michigan throws at them.
Yeah. And you can kind of decide, you can either flip the map by pushing through the left room
Hmm.
and going towards the enemy spawn, defense spawn, or you can go up onto the high ground. It's like an either or kind of flip rotation of what you want to do on Kings Row. We've seen teams break our defense on Kings Row doing the low ground move and
Hmm.
flipping the map, but Miami, and the reason why we lose it is because Miami's not, we call for it and then we don't do it. Like
Yeah.
we're calling for the flip and then the flip doesn't happen and somebody gets caught out and then you're down a man and then it's a 4v5 or a 3v5 and then you lose the point. But it's really about communication. Communication in Overwatch is key at the end of the day, and the teams that are communicating and also hitting their shots
Yeah.
are going to be the ones that are the most successful. We do see Zarya banned off this map. Pooter Zarya
Hmm.
saying goodbye, which I think that we will likely then see. I would love to see a dive comp personally, but I have a feeling that we might just see the Orisa come back. Pooter Scooter's Orisa has been one of the main components of his claim to fame here at Miami for
Hmm.
a while, going all the way back to last year. Is Orisa's very, very solid. Um, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on next map going in the Kings Row.
Yeah, and definitely going to be watching out for a lot of these different plays. Definitely going to be watching how Western Michigan is kind of almost targeting Poodoo Scooter and being ready to be watching them. Again, Poodoo Scooter is definitely one of the captains, definitely going to be one of the big players here. But it looks like we're going to be going into the map here. And I mean, kind of going off rip, we're just kind of watching and waiting. It looks like Western Michigan is going to be getting ready with some of their players.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, especially with this map, we're going to be watching. It's going to be more of a
Oh, interesting.
barrel, but
We,
yeah.
we do see a Sigma here from Pooter Scooter on the Miami is on the defensive side here. So they're already off a spawn. This is the comp that they're going to be running. They're going to be running the Symmetra Sig comp with the Ana. So Ana, what Ana's going to be calling for here is going to be going for these nade pokes. Western Michigan, though, I mean, this is the locked in. They're going dive. I Love Blade is probably going to stay here with... they might do a swap here off the start. I'll be interesting to see if they decide, and they do. They swap off of the Widow and go into the Soj, but slightly similar comps, but Western Michigan has a clear objective. Get onto the back line here if you for Miami. Whereas Miami's going to really be trying to stop that from happening, right?
Yeah,
as we see now the Winston going in, but a great shot from Sire.
Yeah, they're going to be already taking out Vina, who's on Winston, and going to be doing a lot of great shots here, making sure they're going to be hitting it, and also keeping pressure on them. I mean, that's going to be what Miami needs to do, is make sure, I mean, great defense is best defense is good offense. So just making sure that Western Michigan is not going to be able to gain any ground here is going to be what Miami really needs to watch out for. They can't afford to take any ground, because if a little ground is given, then they're going to just take it, run with it. But Miami definitely doing a really great job kind of holding them behind this back wall and just watching where they're going to go. We have Pooter Scooter, who's really just single-handedly keeping them over on that area with a couple more supports coming from this top, this high ground area. That's where they're going to be taking their shots off. And it looks like we did see Sire get killed at the high ground. And it looks like Western Michigan is going to be trying to do some techniques here, try to get control of the high ground. We're going to see their Winston taking heavy damage, and there goes Vino Vino again. And there's a double kill for Pooter Scooter on Soggy Bread and Vino Vino.
Yeah, for Nitrous to have that nade is so critical in those kind of situations where they're trying to take the high ground. If you get nade use out, that's when you're supposed to go onto the Ana, because nade is such an important one, because one, it's the anti-heal, but also it boosts healing too. So if she just throws it on the ground, which she did there, she got healed and also anti-healed 2 people. And it makes it very hard to get onto the back line there if that is going to be what you're charging it to, as we do see Nano come out. But we're going to see Tankle whiff onto people, but they're still going to die because of moving out of it. Winston not really getting much off of the Nano. Going to stay alive for now, but on finding the Genji on the overextension. I was going to say vertical-wise, Western has a great comp for verticality. They have this Genji, and now they're switching over to this Reaper. They're going to be able to get onto the high ground that they need to get on, but Miami has a very easy way to get away. They have the Symmetra TP. They have the sleep. They have the CC that they need, and now they also have the support ults available. Miami holding on to 5 ults right now, by the way. Able to win really any of these fights if they want to start poking for it. Western only with 1 support ult available.
And it looks like Western still has only 1 minute left. 0% of the way done. Miami, again, keeping that pressure, making sure they're not making anything move. They're not going to be moving the line at all, I mean, there's going to be heavy damage here. And there goes Vino on their Winston, their tank player again. And there's another kill for Pooter Scooter on the Yancy, taking them back to their spawn. I mean, that's definitely what we want to see, especially with our big heavy hitters. Keeping them in the back, keeping them making sure that they can't do anything. 30 seconds on the clock. It's looking like Western Michigan is not going to be able to do much here.
Yeah, Miami Miami hasn't had to expend any of their resources. I mean, they still have 3 ults, now 4. Pooter's back already on Sigma ult, and so it's just looking rough here for Western Michigan. You got 2 ults to use. You have your tank ult and your Genji Blade, but Miami's going to be able to respond with 4 ults of their own. And now we start to see them go in. There it is. The nade gets onto the Winston, and Sire going to use the OC, going to find 2, going to find 3. And that is going to be a great defensive hold from Miami, not allowing a single amount of tick onto the first point.
Yeah, I mean, a great job Miami's side. Keeping it 0%. I mean, in all of the games we've seen so far, they haven't had a single percentage in anything. So Miami has definitely been keeping a lot more great pressure here. I definitely think Miami here can easily get back to the 100%, moving them up. We're going to see here who everyone's going to pick. It's probably kind of some of the same characters that we're going to see. But also, I mean, switching sides, we're going to see Western Michigan more on defense here. Miami on offense. I mean, we're going to see what happens here.
I did find it interesting that I Love Blade is not the one playing the Genji.
Yeah.
You think that the one that has the name of it...
I Love Blade has the blade.
Yeah, you'd think, but we do see a little bit different. Western Michigan is going to now be on the Ramatra. A little bit different, but Ramatra kind of very similar. You're playing off of his cooldowns. So when Ramatra's on tank, your go button is after he gets out of form. So if he uses his form where he switches to his fists, you're waiting for that form to go down, and then that's your go button if you're Miami. Miami on the Reinhardt, going to be able to get into the face, and obviously this could be big, but we could be getting a TP here on high ground from On. No, we don't. Okay, interesting. But we are sticking to the Reinhardt. So we were going to play some close quarters. Ryan being a staple on King's Row. Very, very easy to shield these large gaps of space and get map control, as we already see the big cooldown from May to come out of the ice block. And it's going to pay for it. Zaire on the Bastion going to be able to find kill. Ramatra just really nowhere to go. Gets a great sleep. And Miami already taking control, and that should be map number 2.
Yeah, no, that is just incredible for Miami, especially with watching our Reinhardt player, making sure that they're not letting up any room for anything to happen. They're dashing in, they're making sure that they're doing heavy damage. That sleep, like you said, definitely helped out so much there. And it looks like Zaire gets to play at the game here. Great shots. I mean, that's... I feel like I can't hear myself right now. But, I mean, what, that's 2 kills, 3 kills? It's going to be really great for them to watch. And also, I mean, hitting those shots, that's going to be our biggest thing for any of our games. I know for a lot of people, I mean, I know with some of the Valorant players, they're already on like the 152 shots for different ideas. So making sure you're hitting those shots, making sure you're getting those big damage in, and also using your ultimates. That's going to be what sets Miami apart, but also knowing when to use those ultimates. Like, for example, Miami had 5 ultimates at one point. We saw Western Michigan maybe with 2. And, I mean, it was their tank and Genji, so
yeah, but
could have done some stuff there.
Yeah, notice that in that last fight, Miami didn't overuse the 4 that they had, just in case they ended up losing it. I think that's important to point out, was that they used Overclock on Sojourn, and then they used the Sigma ult. And that's that. I don't think they used any other of the support ults in that fight. So they knew that they were going to dump those ults, and in case they lost, if it was close, then they probably would dump another ult. But in case they lost it, they would still have those 2 back support. We're going to go into map 3 here shortly. It's going to be the newest map to the playlist, Atlas. I'm excited to see this. We haven't really got to see much gameplay on it. I know they've scrimmed a little bit of it, but should be an interesting map. Western, I think, at the end of all be all, Western 0-7. Miami mechanically is just doing a really good job.
Yeah.
Western's struggling forcing really any cooldowns from Miami, and they're not really going off of them. At the end of the day, Overwatch is really about cooldowns and cooldown usage into your ult usage, but realizing when certain characters are out of position and getting forced out of their cooldowns, and then using that as your go button is really the key strategy here that Western Michigan is just not able to do, because they're not hitting the shots to force anything out.
Yeah.
Or their players aren't hitting what they need to be hitting to force out a tank shift or anything that they need. For this, I'm curious to see if they decide to continue with the bans on tank. If we see what else do we kind of see from Miami, what they decide to ban here. Western Michigan should, to me, I think they stick with the tank bans. Or what we have seen in the past is that you save your ban for like your best player if they play a character. Like, let's say their Genji's their best player and they don't want Genji banned, then they'll ban Cassidy so that Genji can't get banned, because you can't ban a DPS when a DPS has been banned. Like, the other team can't. So you're basically getting rid of someone, but you're also protecting that entire role. So Western Michigan go that route, or they could go down the route of just getting rid of Pooter Scooter's playable. They can't ban the same character twice, so we could just very easily have Zarya back in the comp. I would get rid of the Reaper if I'm Western Michigan, to be honest. I think Reaper is just completely busted right now and just very good with the Zarya comp on the board. That's also a comp that we like to play on flashpoints. So it's up to kind of Western Michigan on what they decide to do here. I'm very curious to see. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, and I mean, watching, I definitely think that they're going to probably send out the Zarya again, even though, I mean, if Western Michigan is going to get that tank ban, they might be following that. Or if they're like, hey, the Zarya is already going to be coming back out, let's, like you said, do the DPS, let's ban Cassidy so we can have our Genji, or anything like that. I mean, that's going to be what I would think that Western Michigan would try to do that, because if they can, or like you're talking about banning, sorry, what's her name again? Uh,
Banning, you can't ban Zarya, but
not Zarya, but the teleporting one.
You can ban Symmetra.
Symmetra.
Yeah, Symmetra's pretty solid too, but Symmetra, I don't see us playing Symmetra too much. Symmetra, that was kind of King's Road defense. Well, I could see it on some Flashpoint, but I guess it's kind of going to be interesting what Miami decides to do on Flashpoint too, because you could also play like Ball Comp, or you could play Ball Comp has been pretty solid on these kind of Flashpoints where there's a point, and I mean his ult covers the entire point.
Yeah.
And it's also good for dive. Could play Winston like they've been playing, but if I'm Miami, I'm seeing the Zarya open. I'm going to play the Zarya comp realistically and just play what they've been comfortable with all year so far. I know that they're testing out new things, but at the end of the day, I like seeing that they're playing confident. Woody's sliding in aggressively, hitting his shots, as we saw in the last MVP screen. So it's a matter of, what do you really want to play against this team? You're up 2-0. You should be feeling pretty comfortable. It's a good time to get into this new map to kind of see. We do get a Lucio ban coming in from Western Michigan. I think that's actually fine. Lucio banning a support out. You're protecting your Kiri. You're protecting Wu Yang. That's probably what we see from, or we could see the Ana back. Nitrous Oxide, a very good Ana player, as we saw with the sleep, and a very good amount of really solid nades as well. But for Miami, man, Kiri Wu Yang has just been so broken recently. It's just very, very good backline comp. Miami going with a Cassidy ban, so they're going to be protecting their... Well, they're no longer protecting anything. They just want to get Cass off of it. So I could see a Tracer here from Miami. I could see Tracer Ball if that is something Miami wants to decide to run. We could be seeing a full dive comp coming in here from Miami, or getting rid of the Cassidy for the Reaper, because Cassidy nade stops Reaper from being able to use his TP or his other abilities. It's one of those really good abilities in the game that actually prevents stuff. It silences the characters. So we could see either or.
Yeah. And gonna be watching like what you do here, what you were saying, or they might just be kind of trying to test something out. I mean, again, we've seen with Western Michigan, I mean, we have not let them anything. First game, they got 0%, we got 100%. I mean, they haven't scored a single percentage in any of the games that we've done so far. So Miami definitely has a big lock here that if they do want to try something new, that they're probably more than comfortable doing that. But it's looked like we're going to be heading into the game real quick.
Oh, and we are hovering ball. We're definitely not playing Mercy. But, well, if we're playing Pharah, like if we're playing the comp that we're hovering, we could actually play the Mercy, but I'll be very surprised if this makes it out of the door.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be going. Yeah.
And it does.
Wow, okay.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, so again, it looks like they're going to be doing that thing where it's like going to be experimenting around a little bit, seeing what they're going to do, what works, what doesn't work.
Now, we have been playing some of the Pharah into some comps, and I actually don't mind the Pharah at all. I think Pharah is pretty underrated, as the ball does get pretty low and is going to get called out by Bertram. That is something that you have to worry about when playing ball here. They actually have Western Michigan has a pretty solid counter comp into ball. You get the hack here from Bertram, and it makes ball be really unable to do much. Overall, Miami going to be looking, it's really, ball comp is really all about communication. It's going to be up to Peter Scooter to be talking to his Tracer, be talking to his Pharah. His DPS is on, hey, I'm going now. Hey, I just landed. I'm bumping. And now they're able to find off one of the backline threats, but 2 Miami members do go down. Both the Mercy and the Pharah go down. Now Sire all alone on the Tracer, going to chase after this Genji. Genji, no deflect, is going to be able to find it. There you go, and Pooter Scooter now there to help cap this point. But Western Michigan does find, again, 58%. Not bad for them off this first point.
Yeah, and especially because we're watching Miami kind of doing a little bit of experimentation here. That's kind of to be expected. Now, Miami is now getting some percentages here, but, I mean, 58%, we definitely don't want to watch Western Michigan getting many more points here. And it looks like they're going to be already having some skirmishes with nitrogen oxide here. And, I mean, they're going to be kind of going a little more of a high ground. It looks like On is going to be going out there. Alfonso is going to be sending some backup here. And Sire's going to do a little bit of a flanking maneuver, but it looks like to get a shot off on him, and that's only going to be doing some big damage. But here we have Miami going in hard. I mean, Soggy Bread's already down. We're going to be seeing more, but Alfonso is also down for Miami's side, having kind of a trade-off. We're going to see Pooter Scooter going ball mode, I mean, being ready, but it looks like Western Michigan was able to take it back and try to get some more points here. But, I mean, Miami 6-3, Western Michigan at 80 now. Miami gets it back. I mean, Western Michigan's at 80. We don't want to see them getting many more percentages here, or else it's going to be gone quick.
Miami allowing a back cap there was not great, especially when you have a Tracer to be able to contest point or the Venture. And I will say on this Venture did swap off, is now on Venture, and we did see the Mercy go away into Nitrous Oxide now being on the Akiri. But overall, Miami doing a great job to stop this overtime from trying to get proc. They're finding picks before, and now they're getting on point. Only 3 left on the side of Western Michigan against all 5 members of Miami. And the MP does come out trying to sacrifice this, but Sire going to get a 2K to prevent any kind of contest, and Peter's going to finish off ISO. Miami going to secure that first point of this flashpoint.
Yeah, I'm just going to be watching what Pooter Scooter is already going to be sending out real quick, doing a lot of big shots. Kind of going off and doing their own thing.
All 5 ults here are going to be available too for these next couple fights. As there and there we see Woody going to pop it off, and then there's the ball ults as well. Going to separate the Winston away from his team. Initiation comes out as well. That is going to be Venture ult. But Venture gets picked. That's a huge pick for Western Michigan. And then Satellite comes down. Western Michigan full of ult advantage here right now. Miami going to answer that. They're going to bait them in. Notice this bait here from Miami. They're going to bait them into the corridor, allowing them, and they're going to Kitsune rush off of it. Miami able to find Bertram off of that bait and switch. ISO, though, going to find Nitrous Oxide on the dive. Miami super hectic, but Western Michigan right now kind of winning the fight.
Yeah, I'm watching what Miami's doing. I mean, Pooter Scooter is definitely trying to stay in the area, staying there for if they can take it. And it looks like Miami is able to take control of the area first. We're seeing that their Winston's already going to be doing a bit of a tank off with Pooter Scooter, and watching what's going to happen here. But it looks like Pooter Scooter's kind of learning this and sending her Ryan their Winston, their tank, sending back all the way. And it looks like they kind of do a little wrecking ball move and slam down and trying to take out more of Western Michigan. I mean, they're just really just getting ready to take them down. Miami almost at 50% for their taking here. I mean, it's contested now. We have one person in there. Now we have, yeah, it's definitely going to be very close. I mean, we're going to see 2 people in Western Michigan there. 1 person, I mean, it's always going to be a 2 or 1 person. But if Miami can keep up their control here, I mean, only about 20 more percent, it's going to be doing real big good here.
Yeah, and look at, like, when I talked about the ball comp, did you see what Pooter did? He put down the mines while Western was looking to contest the point, and they just couldn't even touch the point realistically. They didn't want to run into the mines. Those mines would have chunked them out. They could have died off of it. And it ultimately, you're taking up the space away from Western Michigan to be able to play the game. Miami going to secure second point, 1 point away from calling this map and calling this series. Western Michigan really on the back leg this entire time. Miami doesn't have ult advantage across the board, but it's fairly even, I would say. Western Michigan, this would not be a great pick for the Tracer. If Tracer gets caught out here, you do not want that to happen if you're Western. But we do see the Zenyatta back here on the Western Michigan side. Interesting enough, they're going to try and burn this ball. when you play Zenyatta like this, you're trying to prevent some backline dive, but also you're trying to get Discord onto them so they take that extra damage. But it does not matter. Pooter are going to sit right down onto the Zenyatta and find the pick. Sire going to find Soggy Bread. That's both backlines gone for Miami. No supports here for Western. And Miami just going to take control and start this cap to end this series.
Yeah, and we're going to see, I mean, Western Michigan was able to get a little bit of control in at the point, but, I mean, Miami's going to take back control of that. And honestly, for how they've been playing, I'm not foreseeing much taking back with Western Michigan. Maybe they'll get one take back, but I definitely think Miami is going to be able to just kind of keep fully lock them out here. Sending their Winston in, doing a lot of big damage first off. And, I mean, we're going to see Ryan Divino are going to be doing a lot there. But
that Kiri Suzu TP play was magical. A huge save. Tracer Pulse Bomb getting immediately nullified, not even getting to play. Booter Scooter finding one with the mine, using that space, and now we're going to reversal time this point, and they're going to completely flip it. They're baiting in Western Michigan on the dive, and then they're going to utilize their support ults that they've been saving up. We do see Winston ult come out, but Pooter Scooter trying to find, and look what I meant by that hack. Stopped him from being able to roll, but Pooter Scooter still able to find the Zenyatta. It's 95%. Western Michigan has to contest this. This is last fight for Western Michigan's hope. They have no ults left remaining, and it's not looking good. Nitrous able to find 2, and they don't have any supports there on point, and there it is. I say that, but we do get a final contest, but that should be it. Miami taking a dominant 3-0 on map 3 and a 3-0 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, just watching Miami's plays, I mean, they got a little more risky there at the end, but still able to kind of control what was happening. Definitely thinking of going for more of a interesting comp. And there we go again, Sire having the play of the game. He's hitting really good shots here. I mean, just being able to see what happens.
A few whiffs on the melees, but not too bad. I wish we could have had a replay of that Suzu. That TP Suzu onto the pulse bomb there in that last point was a beautiful, and we do have the replay. Check this out. Kiri diving in a huge nitrous oxide TP, calling that out. I mean, that's a huge ult to lose out on. And also, if that Suzu misses, that's both supports gone. If he whiffs that, it's both supports off the table. But instead, he keeps Alfonso alive. And what happens in that next fight? Alfonso uses the reversal ult to then win the next fight. So that would have been Wu Yang coming off a spawn if he had lost to that pulse bomb, and it ultimately led into Miami winning that last fight on map 3. Again, great play from Nitrous Oxide. That's my MVP play right there, outside of Woody's in-game play. Woody, again, did a great job on the Tracer. A few mechanical misses there in that MVP, but overall, he did a great job taking up the space that was required for him to do so. Miami now 4-2, Western Michigan 0-8. Unfortunately, I think 0-7, that meant that they were no longer going to be able to make top 8. But Miami's still keeping their dreams alive for a top 4 place finish here in the ESC heading into the remaining half of the season. It's going to be an interesting time to see how they play against Ohio, Kent State, and Ball State coming up. To keep your eyes out for those on our socials. You can follow our socials on RedHawksGG on all platforms. We are going to be live here on Tuesdays and at 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 o'clock Eastern, and for those matches. So keep your eyes out. Stay tuned if you want to watch some more Overwatch action. We do have some more Miami esports action tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be going into kind of we were talking about this earlier, but if you were here for the Rocket League stream earlier, we're going to have Rocket League again tomorrow and Overwatch tomorrow. Or are we doing?
It might be League of Legends. It might be a different esports title.
Yeah, we have a lot of esports titles coming up. So we're going to have Rocket League 8 to 9 p.m. and I mean, kind of just a smorgasbord of our esports titles. But we're going to be back here. Sadly, nothing Friday. We have our fall break starting on Friday, so we're not going to probably be putting out a stream then. But back on Monday, we're going to be having some Super Smash Bros. Overwatch on Tuesday, Varsity League on Wednesday, and Smash is a double header, so definitely going to be something fun to watch there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're coming down to the close as we get a little bit, but we're coming out to the end of the season. It's going to be a really tough race for our ESC teams to try and make a top 8 placement. We are going to find out where that land could be going, and we're hoping that it might be coming back to Oxford, so stay tuned for more information about that. But again, thanks for tuning in tonight for this kind of wacky ESC gameplay of Rocket League into Overwatch, but we appreciate everyone that has tuned in. You all have a phenomenal rest of the night. Enjoy the fall break, and we'll be back with you all next week or tomorrow. Get these kind of confident plays into these teams. Has a great ult there from On. Gonna find 2, get the 3rd. Gonna pick it up, a triple kill for On, and whereas Miami's gonna really be trying to stop that from happening, right?
Yeah.
As we see now, the Winston going in, but a great shot from Sire.
It's like play of the game here. Great shot. I mean, that's. I feel like I can't hear myself right now. But I mean, that's doing a lot of big damage first off, and I mean, we're gonna see Ryan the Rhino are gonna be doing. Yeah, doing a
Thank you.